Oh, Jharsuguda, Sambalpur,
Yes,
Sambalpur.
yes, sir.
Perhaps your husband is working there. Or
Yes, sir. My husband is working.
okay, let us wait another 5 minutes for arrival of the other students. Is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, we should wait.
Today's block is about Australian drama. MEG-9 Australian drama.
Yes, sir.
Australian drama. Let us wait 5 minutes. The picture on the photograph that I see, whose picture is? Perhaps your child. Is it not? Hello,
Sir. Yes,
Priya?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is my son's picture.
Or a female kid or male kid? Male kid.
Uh, Son.
Oh, son, you are a very lucky one. I think that the son is very handsome. He will be a very expert boy in future.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, okay. Only you are wind up and nobody else. Perhaps they will come. I will wait.
Sir, actually, they are coming around, I think, 6. So it is almost 5:58. So within 2 to 3 minutes, they will definitely, Chabi will come. Chabi is regular.
Yes, yes. Let her come. You two students are regular. I think that others are also irregularly regular. They are irregularly regular. You are
Actually,
regularly regular.
Actually, sir, the thing is that other classes, other subjects are also going on. As per my knowledge,
Yeah,
that some
yes,
students are having other subjects also. So they are attending
yeah.
at the same time. They have to attend that class also. So for this reason,
This uh,
actually,
this Aus-
yes, sir.
this Australian literature is really a difficult literature. Even if
Yes, sir.
nobody is trying to teach and nobody is trying to accept it as her prime subject, is it not? So it is
Mm,
a
yes, sir.
subject of disinterest. Subject of disinterest. In spite of that, I find many students of the class. I am very much fortunate having you. Australian and Canadian. These two literatures,
Yes, sir.
French and German. While I was a research scholar, my special
Yes,
subject was additionally that was
yes,
German and French literature. I was
yes.
studying German and French. I know it better and Spanish literature while doing my PhD in Central University.
Sir, actually, my first year subjects are very. I think it is MEG 5, MEG 8, MEG 9, and MEG 12. All the difficult subjects I took.
What are the subjects?
Sir, first one
The
is the
title of
criticism of literary.
literary criticism,
Yes,
Jack
literary
Derrida.
criticism, that is MEG 5. MEG 8 is
Yes,
New English Literature, and MEG
yeah,
9 is Australian Literature, which you are teaching us. And the
yeah.
next one, the last one is that Canadian, 20th century Canadian
Yeah.
literature.
Very difficult subject you have taken. So I
I
think
don't
that
know, sir. Actually, this is very new for me because I don't have enough arts background. Actually, from the
yes,
beginning, I was like science background student, and after that, I completed MBA. So it is like commerce
yes.
background. And right now,
Okay,
I
okay.
entered to literature subject. So I thought that I don't know really about what to take. British poetry, I know
No, no,
that
no.
British poetry is.
No question of British poetry is very easy. No question of worriness. That criticism paper is difficult. Jack Derrida. Jack Derrida is one of the critic. T.S. Eliot,
Yes.
Jack Derrida. These are the subject it will be assigned to you. Perhaps I think that there will be in your course. Jack Derrida.
Yes, sir.
and
Sir,
other.
what I learned from these two subjects, because all two subjects are already completed. Criticism,
Yeah,
I found it is very, very enthusiasm. I feel like a story. And a new
yeah,
literature subject, Sasi Bhushan sir narrated the story very beautifully. So I
yeah,
actually learned so much. And right now you are
yeah,
also telling like a story, so it is easy to
yeah,
understand. I'm not
yeah.
finding any difficulties.
The understanding of a people or a student depend on the interest of the both sides. It is reciprocal. I am interested to teach, you are interested to know. This is the
Yes.
reciprocal study, just like a donor of the electron sodium chloride. Sodium and also chlorine atoms are exchanged only to form common salt sodium chloride. This is sulfur plus oxygen combines with the sulfur dioxide. So chemically, it is also related that understanding and reception and everything else depends on the reciprocal give and take process. If you are interested to
Yes, sir.
learn, I am interested to teach, then teaching is pleasurable. Is it not?
Yes, sir, definitely. Sir, as per my knowledge, till now, what I understood from Australian literature that I want to
Yeah.
share you with you, you will tell me whether I am correct or not. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Sir,
You
as per
are,
you,
uh,
you told us that Australian literature is very affected by the British colonial, and they came and
colonial.
immigrants. They actually applied all the things to evacuate all the native things from
Yes,
Australia,
yes,
and they implied their
yes,
things towards the native people, Aboriginal people.
yes, yes,
So,
yes.
as per my knowledge, I understood this much from the whole seven blocks.
You very in the negatively also I'm telling also bluffingly you can write any answer approaching to Australian question. So because Australia is a salad bowl also, I told it, it is a
Yes, sir.
multicultural, it is a land of multicultural, transculture, immigrants are flowing, and also other people they are coming to Australia. So Australia is broadly based upon also two system of people in the society, one native, other are supposed to be immigrants. So
Immigrants. Yes.
ab- aborigines and immigrants are two factors in Australian literature. You know that literature, since is a reflection of the truth mirror of the society and carbon copy of life. So therefore, literature has been divided broadly into different parts like prose, poetry, drama, novel, story, everything. So the entire culture of the society are being reflected either in the poetry or in the drama or in the fiction or in any other things except a biography. Even if autobiography are being reflected by the culture of the existing society. This is overall, you can answer any question. Whenever you
Yes.
go to answer a title of the removalist, I will tell you. Suppose remove is a word. Removalist is derived from remove. Remove means displace, to change, to exchange, to replace. Removalist means he who removes one or another, either person or things or places. So there are so many removalists in this drama. Two families that exchange their home, exchange their furniture, exchange their emotion, exchange their thought, exchange their feeling. I will tell it just after completion of the play. Let us start after 2 to 3 minutes.
Sir, it's we three students already joined, and if you want
Yeah.
to wait for 2 3 minutes, it's okay.
Oh, no, no, no. Let us start it. Begin.
Okay, sir.
You listen to
Good
you
evening,
listen to
sir.
me. Good evening, everyone. Very good evening to all. I am starting your block 8, the removalist Australian drama. Let us start. Broadly speaking, drama is a piece of poetry. Poetry is a criticism of life. So drama is a logically criticism of life. Australian drama is a criticism of Australian life Since life relates to society and culture, so Australian drama presents Australian society and the people live in Australia, both Aborigines and white settlers. My dear, listen to me. Broadly speaking, broadly speaking, drama is a piece of poetry. Drama is a piece of poetry. Poetry is a criticism of life. I have already told you while I was teaching you poetry. So drama is logically the criticism of life. Australian drama is a criticism of Australian life. So Australian society and culture. So drama since is representing Australian society and the people live in Australia, both Aborigine and white settlers. And again, Australia is a settlers country, just like Canada, New Zealand, Indonesia. The culture means the culture of settlers. Australian culture means the culture of settlers. The history of Australian drama begins after the arrival of a white settler. The drama was written in English first, but the Aboriginal people were not in the form of writing, they were simply oral. They were also discussing drama, poetic plays, dance, music, ballads, everything else was not in written form, but it was came into being written form just after the arrival of the white settlers, that is the impact of the immigrants coming from England, America, and other natives. So it is well known that Australian drama has gone through a various phases of development from colonial time. The themes of Australian drama are based upon their native culture, recasting socio-political economical picture. Australian drama came into being in 1950, 1950, in English, John Osborne. John Osborne in an English dramatist. His play Look Back in Anger. That is the impact that Osborne's spirit to the first dramatist of Australian literature. The beginning of Australian drama can be fixed in 1955. So 1955 is the landmark, the, the time of Australian drama. Who is the father of Australian drama? Rare lawyers. Rare lawyers. I will tell you. It is Summer 17 Doll is the first play in the history of Australian drama. Australian first uh, was Australians were not professionally lover of theatre, but gradually the Aborigine people, immigrant people, all these were interested towards drama. At least it was come into being 1830. H.G. Kippage is another uh, is his introduction to Australian drama. He is a critic. His book is Three Australian Plays. It was one of the inspiration rather than achievement. But but unfortunately, the theatre of Australia suffered a setback. Unfortunately, the theatre of Australia suffered a setback during during the depression moment. Another reason of the setback of Australian drama because of the predominance of cinema, a cinematic appearance that suppressed the rise of Australian drama because people were very much interested to pay their visit even if picture halls and physically they were also witnessing different plays. That was interest of the people of Australia, both immigrants and aborigines, for which that Australian drama was neglected. As a result of the playwrights, means playwriters, WRIGT, playwrights or writers, they were disinterested even if to present, to write plays. Even if they started also flowing over to other countries like England and like America for production of their plays, being hopeless from the native land. The play Summer of the 17th Doll is staged in Melbourne. Melbourne, you know, a famous city in also Australia. Then it was taken by another place to Sydney for the appreciation of the audience. My dear students, you see, Summer Summer of 17 Dull. That is a play, first play. And that was also staged in Melbourne. Melbourne is a metropolitan city in Australia and Sydney. These two important places. The people of this locality were highly interested for this drama, for which drama was highly appreciated by the people of metropolitan city. David Byrne, Melville, Harpur, all were Australian famous playwrights. David Byrne play the Bush Ranger is his first play. It was written for a wide recognition and also and a wide also appreciation. So this drama was highly appreciated by them. The play Bush Ranger. Bush Ranger, you know the symbolic word bush. Bush means it relates to the culture, it is related to economy, it relates to the socio-cultural dimension. That means Bush Ranger. It relates to the forest, wild people, uncivilized, barbarous, and even if it relates to also antagonistically to the urban people, it is episodic plots were accepted in the Australian states. The Aborigines, the white settlers, uh, also they were accepting a drama to the context. But beforehand that, the people of Australia, native peoples, they were Aborigines, they did not know what a drama, what a scenic representation it was. But orally, they were dancing and singing and showing all sorts of arts in a gymnastic way. Then comes the first dramatist, Charles Harrow. Harpo is another important Australian playwright of poetic drama. Poetic drama means poetic drama in Odia. What is told in Odia, that is supposed to be drama in poetry in the form of poetry. Gitinatya, poetic
Yes, sir,
drama.
Giti Natya.
So Gitinatya. The play Gitinatya means poetic drama. That was Charles Harpur's style of writing poetic play. Poetic play. Suppose in our Odia we see that Karnabadha, Draupadi Vastraharana, like all these are poetic plays. It is written by most of the cultures. The play, the plays of Burn, we were in. Burn was transformed into poetic form by Charles Harpur. But the original play at first was written and Charles Harpur, Born has written the drama, Charles Harpur transformed into poetic play. This was also appreciated highly in Australian by the Australian audience. His tragedy, the tragedy is another drama that is the next play of Harpur that brings wide recognition in the theatre of the world. In the School of Theatre, Harpur was supposed to be appreciated. The nature of Australian people is still now, it is continuing. You will be very much surprised to know that actually mm, the people will be interested to the particular form of literature if it is universally appealed. If it is people of other countries will appreciate, the Australian people blindly accept. This was the nature of the Australian people for appreciating any piece of literature. Since drama will be universally appealed, the drama which will be universally appealed, that would be accepted by the Australian people, both immigrants and also indigenous. In the 19th century, Australian drama got a setback for lack of a good for a lack of a good lives, good lives, for lack of good times, for lack of good people, for lack of good audience. But some play writers are trying to follow that. English Walter Cropper's play Colonial Experience is another play. Australia 20 Years is another play. Sun and Shadow is another play. All these plays were written but not were appreciated by the people as a result of the playwrights were getting frustrated and they started to flow to other countries. that let us come to another fact that Melbourne and Sydney, these are two metropolitan cities. The people or the audience of that particular two metropolitan cities were interested only to stage a different place, and they request to existing playwrights to write something else. The dramatic Henry Lawson, that Stuart Mackey, that farmer wrote various plays depending on the taste and also taste and flavor of the drama. The Australian people started also appreciating it. The dominant dramatic form of a naturalistic play was formed there. What was a naturalistic play? Naturalistic play means the nature of the man, the nature of the society, nature of the good people, the nature of the bad people. All these are the constituents of naturalistic play. And in a natural way, the playwright wants to express it in the drama. Dramatic period of Australia till date is divided into phases. Two phases like new wave, first wave, the second wave. These two waves, it may come short question that write a short note on new wave and the second wave. First wave or second wave. This is mean the moment of the time, and Aboriginal theatre. These are the three phases of Australian drama. First, new wave. Second, wave. Aboriginal theatre. So theatre is broadly classified into three parts. New wave comes under the second wave of dramatists began from 1970 with a new twist and temper. Their plays were based upon the choice of the people of their custom tradition. Nora is another form of drama which gives the detailed picture of Australian society. Then come to Aboriginal theatre. Aboriginal plays are highly appreciated by the modern and the contemporary audience of Australia. Their themes are based upon Aboriginal culture. Jake Davidson is another important Aboriginal or playwright whose play reflect the class of culture. His play Pullak is another one which is most marvelous and taste looking. That Kelvin Gilbert is another one, and that Jimmy Chai, they are the writers of modern Australian play. Overall, Australian dramas till date till date is based upon the the native culture, and the culture of the white settler. That in every piece of literature, my dear students, see the same thing: the culture and the crisis, the class of culture, the multiculture, the transculture. All these are the prime subject of Australian piece of literature. Since drama is a piece of poetry, poetry is the criticism of life. So drama logically is a criticism of life. Poetry, drama, novel, fiction, biography, autobiography, all pieces of literature, they are supposed to be based upon the culture and society. The poetry is a criticism of life, so drama is a criticism of life. Australian drama is a criticism of Australian life, and people live in the land. Then we come to about the characteristic feature of the David Williamson. This is the dramatist who writes the removalist. We will come, then I will give you dictation and question pattern. That David Williamson is one of the pioneering dramatists of first wave of Australian history. Melbourne born dramatist, well known about his own dramatic craftsmanship. Accordingly, that particular David Williamson was highly qualified from Melbourne University, and he was a mechanical engineer by profession, and he worked as also professor of mechanical engineering department in Melbourne University. So since he was a technical man, and he have an ample idea about the culture of the society. So you know that in among you there might be so many students coming from different professions like commerce, like science, and other branches that management. You are interested to read literature. So this particular David Williamson, who is the present dramatist of this removalist, is coming from the branch, is a court branch, is a parental branch that is that is also engineering, that especially mechanical engineering branch. Williamson started writing play in 1960, and his first full-length play, Coming to Store, that was the first play, Coming to Store, that Don's 40, that was also his second play. So Williamson, so another play is Juggler Tree. This is the dramatic development of the dramatist Williamson. Then we will go to the theme, technique, structure of our drama, The Removalist. The major theme of the plays of Williamson, meaninglessness of relationship. What does it mean? Meaningless less of relationship means husband-wife relation, brotherly relation, sisterly relation, men, women, 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 men. These are the triangular relationship which has been going to corrupt, which has been going to meaningless, because that is only we are making a purple page. We are cementing the relationship. We are cementing the relationship, but not a true relationship. This is one constituent of Wilson's play. Corruption against disloyalty, against the dynamics of the personal relationship. Overall, it is based upon the uh, the gross corruption in the society. So Williamson's play, this removalist, is also play about the human relationship, how the people go on removing others, their relationship, their also property, their houses, their even if their personal relationship and individual relationship, all are being removed from the society. And because each and everyone is supposed to be a removalist, you will be removalist and I will be removalist whenever that the people will tell us that we exchange, we change, we replace our attitude, our person, our things, our belongings, everything else. Then everyone is, it is symbolically the poem, the poet, the drama is also a removalist. The removalist of Williamson is one of his early plays which won wide recognition in the world. It has it has been staged in Melbourne first. In 1971, this drama was staged. And then that it has taken into Sydney. Sydney and Melbourne, these are two metropolitan cities like four cities in India, Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, and Madras. All these are supposed to be four metropolitan cities. So that particular Australia is consisted of two metropolis, Sydney and all. But they are very nearest to Glasgow, Aberdeen, and also England, London, and they are far away from Chicago and Washington in America. So all these cities in Edinburgh and others. But actually, that Australia was before division. Australia was a part of a region in Britain. Britain was consisted of Ireland, Scotland, Australia, and all these regional states were constituting, just like United States of America. So America is not a large country, but it is consisted of so many states. Even if it's just like Russia, United States of Russia, that is consisted of so many states. But our India is just like consisted of 27 or 28 or 31 states. So let us come to the first act of Williamson's play, Rivamali. The first act presents the question of violence in Australian society. The removalist raises three questions: socio socio-cultural and political, law and order, psychiatric, psychological, cultural displacement. All these are pictures of the first act. But you should not write the particular story or episode, but it is the critical appreciation of higher study. So the play is not aggressive against the police administration, but it is giving how police administration is also very much corrupted, even taking bribe from the people, not giving the normality of law and order situation that was raging in Australia during contemporary time. So Wilson takes some of the police persons in the beginning of the play, one lady police constable and another is also a sergeant, a lady constable and also a sergeant. Lady constable is a young lady and who is predominated by the sergeant, so sergeant wants to exploit her. In the first scene they were talking about the attitude of Australian people and the crime, how corruption, and these are the first stanza and first two characters, Sergeant Dam Simon, Constable Neville Russ. These two persons at the opening, we see that on the stage we are discussing in a police station. This is all about the picture of the first act. And in the second act, this scene opens with Russ Ras is a character with reference to express about his society, his wife, his children, his son, his daughter, and the setting of his family. The setting of this scene is Fiona, kinless flat. This is a Fiona kinlet, husband and wife. That is a flat they are talking about Melbourne, talking about other things, taking out sociocultural picture, and Kenny decides, Kenny is another character, decide to go to pub and with his girlfriend. And it is said that their relationship is removing from one place to another, family relation, about material relation, mental relation, psychological relations, all are being removed. So overall, the play gives the removalist picture, the man-women relationship, man physical relation, brutality of sex that has been also discovered because in the police station, even if police is exploiting the lady and both physically and also economically. So overall, Williamson's play, The Removalist, is a realistic play but portrays the real picture of a contemporary Australian society. Contemporary Australian society. Next, next you can write something else, my dear students. Write. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You write
Yes, sir.
something. Introduction to every question. Even if you
Yes, sir.
answer, then I will discuss. Right. Broadly speaking, drama is a piece of poetry. You begin abruptly. Broadly speaking, any questions to answer. This is the development of Australian drama. Origin, growth and development Australian drama. Broadly speaking, drama is a piece of poetry. Stop. Poetry is a criticism of life. Stop. So, logically, drama is a criticism of life. Australian drama is a criticism of Australian life. Australian drama is a criticism of Australian life. Stop. Life relates to society and culture. Life relates to society and culture.
Sir, you
So,
said Australian drama is indicating that criticism of Australian life, right?
right. Life relates to society and culture. Logically, one by step, I am telling, just like you're flying up also inductively, not deductively. So, relates to society and culture stuff. So, Australian drama represents Australian society and people live in Australia, both Aborigines and white settlers. This is the definition and the introduction to the general question.
Sir, can you please repeat Australian drama represents?
Represents Australian society and the people live in Australia hyphen both Aborigines and the white settlers. White settlers. White settlers. Everyone knows Australia is a settler country. Everyone knows that Australia is a settler country. Settler country. The culture of this country means the culture of the settlers. The culture of the country means the culture of the settlers. Culture of the settlers. Stop. The history of Australian drama. The history of Australian drama begins after the history of Australian drama begins after begins after the arrival of white settlers. The arrival of white settlers. The drama was originally written in English. The drama was originally written in English. Since the Australians do not have any unique language, because it is
Sir, here unit language,
any
like for example, in India, it is
un,
Hindi national language, right?
national language. Unique language means the Hindi can you tell, I tell, but there are regional languages in Australia, like that is full of hills. Somewhere the tribal people live, they say about dialect, different language. Adivasi,
Yes.
Harijana, that Kulha, Kandha, like that in tribal area in Koraput, you see language is not unique. One area people of Adivasi tell something and the other is dialect, another dialect. Can you understand? Okay. You
Yes, sir.
see,
Yes.
the original inhabitant of Australia, that means native Australian. That means native Australian had also performative culture, performative culture, based upon myths and legends, based upon myths and legends. Stop a little bit. Understand that. That the Aborigines in ancient Australia, they did not have a language or a written form, they were oral form, either dancing, music, ballads, singing, and that was in oral form. Therefore, the oral form of their literature, like ballad, song, elegy, and lamentation, or any sorts of sorrows and suffering song, like elegy, and they were in the oral form. But actual language was not there. But these were representing legends and myths and folklore. First stanza is over. Second, it is well marked that second stanza, right? Quickly, I have to discuss the question. It is well marked that Australian drama has gone through has gone through various of process, various of phases of development, various of phases of development from colonial time. From colonial time, it is well marked that Australian drama has gone through various phases of development from colonial time. The themes of Australian drama are based upon their national culture, their sorry, native cultures, recasting socio-political pictures, recasting socio-political pictures. Australian drama came into being.
Sir, socio-political structure.
Picture, chubby, picture. Australian drama came into being in 1950. Actually, it was coming to English form in 1950, 1950 in English by English English dramatist Johann Osborne, Johann Osborne, Osborne, Johann Osborne, whose play was Look Back in Anger. Look back in on the underline. Any work you should write it and underline it because it should be translated into italicized to highly in a research writing. John Osborne's Look Back in Anger. Look back
Sir,
in
look
anger. Back, BSK, back in anger.
in anger. Okay.
The anger. The beginning of Australian drama can be fixed at 1955. 1955. Stop. Ray lawyers, Ray, capital Lawer, a dramatist. Ray lawyers, summer of a 17 doll, underline. Ray lawyers, summer of a 17 doll is the first play in the history of Australian drama. In the history of Australian drama.
Sir, can you please repeat that? Ray Lloyd's
Yes,
Summer of 17
Ray
Doll?
lawyers, summer of a 17 doll. 17 doll is the first play in the history of Australian drama. But actually, Australian professional theatres were not established and operated, since long, since long, stop, but it started in 1830, 1830. Professional theatres were not established and operated, but it started from 1830. Stop. H.G. Kippox, H.G. Kippox, Kippax, Kippox, a playwright. In his introductory, in his introduction to his three Australian plays, his book, three Australian plays, underline,
Sir, his book is Pre or Three?
three, three,
THRW. Okay.
Australian plays, underline it. In his introduction of his three Australian plays, he says, Colon Mark and Inuit Kamar, it was one of inspiration rather than achievement. It was one of inspiration rather than achievement. Stop.
Sir, rather
But
than
unfortunate achievements,
achievement.
ACHIEV, achievements. Stop. But unfortunately, the theatre suffered severe setback. But unfortunately, the theatre suffered a severe setback during depression. Depression is a period in Australia because economically it was depressed. Setback in setback during depression, capital DEPRESSI, depression. Depression invite comma because it brings a phase of the time in Australia. Another reason of its setback is steep criticism, steep criticism. Sorry, my dear. Another setback of it is competition, steep competition of cinema, cinema.
Sir, can you please repeat that line again so that I will make sure what
It
I.
and another setback of the theater may be the steep competition between cinema and theater. Between cinema and theater, Australian audience began to appreciate. Australian audience began to appreciate drama if it was accepted, if it was accepted by the people of world. This is the
Sir, can you
quality.
please
This is the
repeat that
nature.
line? Australian audience.
Audience begin to appreciate drama if it was accepted by the world, accepted by the world. That is the nature of Australian people. That is the nature of Australian people. This is one setback of drama or theater. There
Excuse
was
me, sir. For
okay.
this point, actually, I want to ask you that Australian audience let fully blindly believe that whatever all
Ah,
over the world is accepting the culture, they are also accepting, right?
culture. They are explaining. This is the blind belief in their mind because so people are accepting. We should have to accept, but they have no any power of judgment or appreciation. Understand? There was a distrust between another setback of a theatre in Australia. That was that distrust, not a trust. There was a distrust between the local writer and the commercial commercial theatre. Commercial theatre, local writer and commercial theatre. The play writers were hopeless and began to search their commercial literary market. Begin to search their commercial literary market. Stop. Another major origin of setback of the theatre was competition between bush culture and and white culture. Another paragraph. The play Summer 17 Dal that I
Excuse me,
have
sir.
told you.
Sir, can you please repeat that line? Another setback of the theater was competition between Booth and.
Bush culture and that of white culture. Whose drama would be better? This was a competition. As a result of no drama was appreciated. Bush culture and white culture. Next paragraph. The play Summer Evening Dal was staged in Melbourne. Summer Evening Dal was staged in Melbourne And then in Sydney, the audience of these metropolis, the audience of this metropolis, these two metropolis were highly appreciating the drama, were highly appreciating the drama. Stop. Next
Two
paragraph.
metropolitan then?
Two metropolis of the audience of the two metropolis were highly appreciating the drama. That drama means Summer 17 Dal. Stop. David Byrne, another paragraph. David Byrne, B-U-R-N, Meville, M-E-V-I-L-L-E, Meville and Harpur. David Byrne, Meville and Harpur were Australian famous playwrights. WRIG, playwright means playwright. Were Australian famous playwright or writers. David Byrne play Bush Rangers. Bush Rangers. The Bush Rangers is his first play. It was written for wide recognition of Aborigines,
Sir, it was written.
for purpose of wide recognition to Aborigines. To Aborigines. Wide recognition to Aborigines. His play Bush Rangers is episodic, presenting bush culture of Australia, of Australia. The play was highly appreciated by both the Aborigines and white settlers. The play was highly appreciated by both the Aborigines and white settlers in Australia. Then comes another writer, Charles Harpur, Charleharpu. Charles Harpur is another important Australian playwright of poetic drama. Charles Harpur is another important Australian playwright of poetic drama or poetic plays. Gittinatya. The play of Burn, B-U-R-N-E, Burn, capital, means writer, was transformed into poetic form by Charles Harpur. Poetic Burns
Sir, can you please repeat
play,
that line?
yes, but the sentence, the play of Burn, B-U-R-N-E, was
Yes, sir.
transformed into poetic drama form by Burns drama was transformed into poetic play by Charles Harpur. This was also appreciated by Australian audience. This was also appreciated by Australian audience. Stuff. Is it tragedy of Dohe, Douhoe, Dohe. It is another drama that is in Australian language. Tragedy of Dohe is his next play. Is his next play. Stop. Harpur and Byrne both looked into looked into appreciation of Australian audience. They were very much conscious about appreciation of Australian audience. Last two paragraphs, right? In the 19th century, then contemporary. In the 19th century, Australian drama got also a setback. In the 19th century, Australian drama it got it got setback for lack of good writers, lack of good writers. No playwriters were found. Lack of good writers. Some playwriters trying to follow English drama, English drama in form and technique. Stuff. Walter Cooper, WLTR, Walter Cooper, COOPR, Cooper's play Colonial Experience, Colonial, Colonial Experience, comma, Australia 20 years ago, underline, all these are plays. Colonial Experience, Australia 20 years ago, comma, Sun and Shadow,
Sir, the third one you said what?
Sun and Shadow, Sun, SUN, Sun and Shadow, Australia 20 years ago are very significant plays. By the time by the time many play houses and theatrical hall, many playhouses and professional theatrical halls in Sydney and Melbourne were found. Were found.
Sir, can you please
Gradually it
repeat that
increased.
line? Highly playhouses and professional?
Professional theatrical halls in Sydney and Melbourne were found. Means people started to like theater. This period, this period, and this period, this period, and the taste of the people are two major points of the development of Australian drama. Are two major points of Australian development of Australian drama. The people in the audience, last paragraph, the dramatist Henry Lawson, LAW, another paragraph. Henry Lawson, Stewart Mickey, STEWART, Mickey,
Sir, can you please repeat
Van
that? The dramatist Henry Lawson.
Lawson, Stewart, STEWART, Stewart Mackey, MACKY, Vance, VANCE, Vance Palmer, PALMER, Vance Palmer, wrote their plays on the taste and taste and choice, taste and choice of the audience of 20th century Australia. Taste and choice of 20th century audience Australia means in the 20th century the people, the writers were also very much conscious about the choice of the audience. Stuff wrote plays depending on the taste and choice of the audience of 20th century Australia. The dominant dramatic form was a naturalistic play. The dominant dramatic form was a naturalistic play. Last paragraph you write.
The dominant dramatic was
The dominant dramatic form was naturalistic play. Naturalistic play. Stop. Final. Another paragraph. The characteristic period of Australia, the dramatic period of Australia, the dramatic period of Australia till date is divided into two phases. The dramatic period of Australia till date is divided into two phases. First wave, second wave. First wave is known as new wave, and the second wave. Another wave was also Aboriginal theatre. Aboriginal theatre. Aboriginal theatre. The second wave of dramatists, the second wave of dramatists began from 1970, with new twist and temper, new twist, TWIS, twist and temper, depending on the choice of audience, depending on the choice of audience. Soil and Nora, SWELL, Soil and Nora, these are dramatists, Nora, two dramatists of the second wave. Stop. Patrick White also belongs to Patrick White's play that we have already. Patrick White also belongs to the second wave dramatist. Next, Aboriginal theatre. Aboriginal theatre. Aboriginal plays are highly appreciated. Aboriginal theatre, underline it. This is the third. Aboriginal plays are highly appreciated by the modern and the contemporary audience of Australia. Aboriginal plays are highly appreciated by modern and contemporary audience of Australia. Modern and contemporary audience of Australia. Their themes are based
sir,
upon
can you please repeat that? Aboriginal theatre is highly appreciated by modern and contemporary.
audience of Australia. Their themes and their themes are based on their own culture. Their own culture. Their themes are based upon their own culture. Aboriginal stuff. Jack Davis, JACK, DAVIS. Jack Davis is important Aboriginal playwright. Jack Davis is important Aboriginal playwright whose reflects whose play reflect whose plays reflect class of culture class of culture stuff. His play Kulak.
No, sir.
His
Sir,
play
reflects class means CLASH. That is you are saying?
uh,
Huh?
class of culture CLASH class of
Yes.
culture. Class means that is also dash, that is friction or संघर्ष घर्षण class of culture. His play Kulak Kullak Kulak is political political situation of Western Australia. Political situation of Western Australia. Stop. Calvin Gilbert is another. This is the last. Calvin Gilbert, Kelvin Gilbert, Gilbert, and Jimmy Chai, Gimmy, Jimmy Chai, Chi, wrote their wrote their Aboriginal plays with realistic portrait. Calvin Gilbert, Jimmy Chai wrote their Aboriginal plays with realistic portrait, means picture, portrait of their lifestyle, portrait of their lifestyle. Overall, this is the last stanza. Australian drama till date. Overall, Australian drama till date is based upon native culture and the culture of the white. The same thing, the culture of the white or the culture of the immigrants.
Sir, overall Australian drama based upon,
Till date means up to this.
yes, sir, till date based
Australian
upon.
drama is based upon or dramas are based upon the native culture and the culture of the white. Last introduction and conclusion most compiled that I was telling you last period. Right, very beautiful ending of this question. The broad definition of a drama is a piece of poetry the poetry is a criticism of life. So drama is a criticism of life that we have discussed. That it has been discussed long before. That it has been discussed in the beginning or long before. Australia drama is a criticism of Australian life. Australian life.
Sir, it has been discussed in the beginning then.
Beginning in the beginning.
Huh.
It has been long discussed in the beginning. So Australian drama is overall a picture gallery of Australian society. Australian society. Stop. Then you come to David Wilson's Vimavali. The particular drama. This is the origin, growth, development of Australian drama from it is later the first 19th century, last 20th century. even if first decade of 21st century. We have already studied it. If any question will come, that is answer. Then come to David Williamson's removalist. Structure, theme, technique of the play. David Williamson's the removalist. This is one answer which can relate to any other type of a question. Then I will discuss. David Williamson is one of the pioneering dramatists. David Williamson is one of the pioneering dramatists of first wave of Australian drama. David Williamson is one of the pioneering dramatists of first wave of Australian drama. First wave of Australian drama. David Williamson is one of the pioneering dramatists of first wave of Australian drama. Stop. A Melbourne born, a Melbourne, Melbourne. This is the place, city. A Melbourne hyphen born, BURN.
Sir,
Melbourne
please
born.
repeat the second time.
A Melbourne born. Melbourne city, first right. Melbourne hyphen born, BURN. He was taking birth in Melbourne. A Melbourne born dramatist. Can you understand the word Melbourne born hyphen born? BURN. City. Melbourne, he was taking birth in Melbourne. A Melbourne born dramatist, comma, Williamson saw the light of the day, saw the light of the day. He was taking birth. Saw the light of the day is a phrase. Saw the light of the day in 1942. 1942. 1942. Stop. Academically, he was a mechanical engineer. Academically, he was a mechanical engineer by profession. Academically, he was a mechanical engineer by profession. Worked as a professor of mechanics in the engineering department of Melbourne University. In the engineering department of Melbourne University. He was a professor of mechanical engineering department, University of Melbourne. Stop. First paragraph. Second paragraph. Williamson started writing his plays. Williamson started writing his plays in 1960. Stop. His first full-length play. His first full-length play was Coming of a Stork. This is a underline it. Coming. C-O-M-I-N-G. Coming of a Stork. S-T-U-R-K. Stork. This is symbolic play. Coming of a Stork. Don's Party. D-O-N. Apostrophe. Don's Party. P-R-T-Y. Are his two famous plays that brought literary recognition.
Sir, can you please repeat that line? Coming of stork then?
Coming of a Stork, Don's Party, D-O-N-A, D-O-N-S, Don's Party, this is a play, are two famous plays which brought recognition, which brought his worldwide recognition. Jugglers, J-U-G-G-L-E-R, juggler means magician. Juggler's Tree, T-R-E-E. Juggler's Tree is another play. Another play, another play, which was culturally set, which was culturally set of his native land, which was culturally set of the native land. Stop. Next paragraph. The major themes of his plays are Williamson's. The major themes of his plays are meaninglessness, meaningless relationship, comma, corruption against disloyalty,
Sir,
meaningless
meaningless.
relationship, meaningless, not meaningful, meaningless relationship, corruption against disloyalty,
Sir, corruption again, please.
disloyalty, not loyalty, disloyalty, dynamics of a personal relationship, dynamics means this is movable. Dynamics of a personal relationship are are themes of a Williamson play. Themes of a Williamson's play. Themes of a Williamson's play. Then removalist. Then removalist. The removalist. Another play. Another paragraph you write. The removalist of Williamson is one of his early plays. One of his early plays which won wide recognition in the world
Sir,
of
the
literary
removalist. Sir, the
of
removalist of Williamson is one of the early
Williamson,
plays.
one of his early plays which won wide recognition in the world of a literary platform, which won wide recognition in the world of a literary platform. Stop. It was staged first in Melbourne. It was staged first in Melbourne in 1971, 1971, and then Sydney, and then Sydney. Stop. Further, it was staged in the Theatrical Hall of London. Further, it was staged in the Theatrical Hall of London, and then in the Royal Theatre, Royal Theatre in United States, in United States, first Melbourne 71, then Sydney, Theatrical Hall of London, then Royal Theatre in United States. Then the play brought him worldwide fame and name, worldwide fame and name, and many prestigious awards, literary awards, and many prestigious literary awards abroad. Then structure of the play. Structure of the play. Briefly, Act 1, write it. Structure of the play. Structure of the play. The play is consisted of two acts. Act one, write it. The play is consisted of two acts. ACTS. It is not one act play. एकांकिका नुहे. Two acts. Acts. The first act presents. The first act presents question of violence in Australian society. Question of violence in Australian society. Australian society. Further, it raises three questions. Further, it raises three questions. Socio-cultural one, political one, and psychological one. These are three questions. Socio-political, psychological, three dimensions. Three questions: social, political, psychological. The play is not aggressive against the police, against the police administration, rather, rather,
Sir, the play is not aggressively against the police, then?
police administration, rather, it suggests and advises the right term of law and order. The right term of law and order. Second paragraph, the characters. The first characters appear. The first character, Sergeant Dam Simon. This is the male character who is a sergeant in the police station. The first characters, Sergeant, Sergent, Sergeant Dam Simon, DM, Dan Simon, Simmond, Dam Simons, and Lady Constable, 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 Neville, Ross, Nevill, Ross, ROS, Neville Ross. Stop. The opening scene is set in a police station. The opening scene is set in a police station. Stop. The sergeant is trying to pump, P-U-M-P, pump, means instigate. The sergeant is trying to pump, P-U-M-P, the constable who is new to her job. She is newly appointed. Neville is newly appointed, a young lady. The sergeant is trying to pump the constable who is newly appointed lady. Stop. Simons. Simons. Simons is the sergeant. Simons is trying to asset, ASSET, asset his authority to take to take charge of Ross, 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 Neville Ross. It means that the sergeant is a very selfish, corrupt police sergeant He is trying to exploit the lady, both economically and sexually, and to take charge of Ross. Stop. The sergeant Simon tried his best, tried his best to capture Ross, to capture Ross, and to take advantage of her innocence, and to take advantage of her innocence and loyalty, and to take advantage and loyalty to her job. Stop. Both talk about corruption of the people
Sir, after that loyalty to her job, that what you said?
to her job. Both talk, TLK, talk about corruption of the time, corruption of the police, corruption of the people, corruption of the people, corruption of the people. Stop. Ross came to know that Simons is a symbol of corruption, and he tries to pull her to the same den. DN then means that pull, pull. Ross comes to know or came to know, whatever tense you may use, that Simon is a symbol of corruption who tries his best to pull her, means to Ross, to the same den, DN, same den. Den means pull, stop. Two women arrive at a police station from whom Ross collect the corrupt information, corrupt information which symbolizes information which symbolizes Australian contemporary society, Australian contemporary social picture, Australian contemporary social picture. Act 2. This is the last act. Act 2. This scene opens with the Ross, ROSS, another character. Ross, apostrophe, Ross, apartment. Apartment, who expresses that he has a girlfriend, Marlene, who expresses he has a girlfriend, Marlene, Marlyn, Marlene, stop. Ross is forward, looking forward, his liaison, his relation with Fiona, Fiona. Fiona is another character of Fiona, who was with her husband and a child. Who are with her husband and a child. Stop another paragraph. The setting of this scene is Fiona. The setting of this scene is Fiona and Kenny, Kenny, Kenny's flat, affiliate. Kenny's flat. Kenny is a character, Fiona is a character, flat. Stop. The scene opens with Kenny's coming, Kenny's, Kenny's Kenny's arrival unexpectedly, Kenny's arrival unexpectedly. Stop. The very embarrassment and kiss to Fiona was very indecent, unexpected one, and unexpected one. Then they discuss about their friends and family. Discuss about their friends and family. Next paragraph. Kenny decides to go to pub. Kenny decides to go to pub and his friends. All of a sudden, the removalist, the protagonist of the play, imaginary character also, the removalist arrives. Arrives. Stop. Kenny and the removalist discuss and debate on various aspects. Stop. As a result of rages, argument rages. Kenny threatens removalist violently. Kenny threatened removalist violently. Stop. The plot and action of the play. The plot and action of the play take a major issue. Stop. Two policemen appeared. Two policemen, that sergeant and also the lady Neville appeared. They wanted to remove or to displace them. Stop. At the end of the scene, Kenny, Kenny, Kenny offended the policeman with some advices, with some advices This shows the voice against police administration. This shows the voice against police administration. Stop. Last finishing touch. You write. The play began with discussion of an older and younger one. Older and younger, both sergeant and also police constable, Neville. Older and younger one also ends. This play also ends with ritual fight. Ritual, 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 religiously, systematically, strictly, ends with ritual fight, FIT, between them. This shows shows the gender hierarchy, gender, Gender, gender hierarchy, Hierarchy, the gender hierarchy in the social Australian society. In the Australian society. Stop. Last paragraph. Police brutality, violence of various order, marital marital authoritativeness, marital authoritativeness and sexual immorality are reflected in the play Removalist. Police brutality, violence, various kinds, marital authoritarian authoritativeness and sexual immorality are reflected in the play Removalist. Simultaneously, man-women relationship, and men's physical brutality
Sir,
of a
please
sex,
can you repeat that line simultaneously?
man-women relationship and men's physical brutality of a sex, physical brutality of sex over women are important structure of the play. Structure of the overall, overall, Williamson's play, The Removalist. Overall, Williamson's play, The Removalist, is a realistic play that pictures or that portrays the real picture of a contemporary Australian society. The real picture of a contemporary Australian society. Stop. These are all about the the play of Williamson's removalist structure, theme, a technique adopted by dramatist Williamson. Again, you write questions. Then we will go on discussing. Questions. Number one, give a brief analysis of Australian drama. Give a brief analysis of Australian drama. Or give a brief analysis of Australian drama. Or briefly analyze Australian drama and its characteristic feature. That is alternative question. Briefly analyze the Australian drama and its characteristic feature, FEAT, feature. Number one. Number two, write short note on, write short note on new wave of new wave of Australian drama. A. Number two, A, B, second wave of Australian drama. This may be short question. Short question. New wave or first wave, second wave. Number three, briefly discuss Williamson's dramatic technique, dramatic technique with reference to the removal list, with reference to the removal list.
Sir, can you please repeat the third question? Briefly discuss you Williamson's.
Short question. Short question. So first wave,
Yes. No,
second
sir.
wave.
Third question. Third. Number
Third
three.
question.
Number three question. Yes.
Yeah. Briefly discuss Williamson's dramatic technique with reference to the removal list. The removal list. Briefly discuss Williamson's dramatic
Sir,
technique
with reference to?
with reference to the removalist, his drama, the removalist, the present play, or write a note on, that is alternative question also, the same answer is there. Write a note on characteristic feature of Williamson's drama, write a note on the characteristic feature of Williamson's dramas in general and the removalist in particular. In particular. In particular. Write a note on characteristic feature of Williamson's drama in general and the removalist in particular. Last question is four. Number four. Justify the significance of the title of the play removalist. Justify the title of the play. Justify the significance of the title of the play, The Removalist. The Removalist. The Removalist. These are the four questions and tips to the last question, very important one. The last question and first question, these are selection for the examination, I think. And a short question, first word, second word, this way. And let us discuss. I will giving some points or tips on the last question. You see, Ross, ROSS, Ross assist to removalist to work against or to remove anything. Number A. Number B points. Policemen change role. They want to remove the norm of law and order. Number three, cat, K-A-T, cat,
Second point, please repeat. Policemen change rules.
police change rule, of the law and order. They want to remove. Everyone is a removalist. Cat persuades Fiona. Also, sergeant persuades lady constable to remove her attitude. Fiona's mother, living in the flat, wants to remove
Sir, can you
her
please repeat that
personality.
line? I'm not getting. I can't.
Fiona's mother, living in the flat, Fiona's mother,
Yes, mother.
uh, living in the flat, wants to remove her personality and belonging like furniture and apartment things. These are the points, central points to discuss point wise, paragraph wise that will be answered to justify the significance of the title. And listen to me. In India, the word removalist is not hard, but in Australia and United States, the word remove is also symbolic word which are used by the people. The very word remove derives the word remover, removal, removalist. Then introduction to the question and answer. I am giving a tip to you. You may write that the removalist is derived from the word remove. It means he who removes or displaces one or either the person or the place or the things is known as removalist. The play the place title is symbolic and significant. Its meaning so far. The place title is symbolic and significant. It holds the good to the significance. The play is the playwright Williamson very judiciously and logically entitles his play that holds good to its theme. Right. The last question. William Williamson's is very judiciously and logically entitles his play that holds good to its significance. This is the end, final touch of the story and questions. Ask any question, my dear. Ask any question or any
Sir,
other thing that is okay.
excuse me, sir. Sir,
Ask.
I couldn't able to understand the Act Two. Who is Fiona and the characters actually, particularly?
You will detail read because I have no time only to elaborate it with a short term. Fiona is coming of another family and
Uh-huh.
that is Ross's Fiona. They are expected. Marlene, Ross, they are different characters because it is elaborate to discuss. It takes time. At least briefly, you cannot go to the interior of the place. Simply you mention the character because that is not absolutely also clear by the dramaticity itself. You must go line by line unless and until you go, you cannot understand. But simply you mention the
Okay,
character in this way. Okay.
okay, sir. No issue.
Uh, that the second act, this is scene opens with Ross Ross' appearance, who that expresses that he has a girlfriend, Marilyn. Ross is looking forward, and uh, Fiona with working out her husband. Fiona is another character who is appearing whenever Calvin and Ross, Madeline and Ross were discussing. Fiona is another character of another family. She is coming to their flat with her husband and little kid. This is all about the play. Can you understand me? The point of dramatist is only to represent how the each character in the drama situation, sequences, incidents are on the point of remove. One so this is all about the removal. Very symbolic play. It is very critical and a realistic play, difficult to trace the meaning. Well, the removalist is a word which is not used by the people of India. The removalist is also a symbolic word which is used by American in United States and in Russia and in also Australia. You ask any question? Have you brought any question
Yes, sir.
to find the answer?
I brought sir question. Actually, just I
Uh,
want to ask
tell
you. Yeah.
tell question.
This is a question in June 2020. How predictable is the ending of the play, The Removalist? Substantiates your answer.
Okay. The beginning of the play is very much abrupt that sergeant and Also, a lady constable, they are talking together in the police station. This is the setting. That the sergeant is overpowering a newly appointed lady constable and pumping her that you should do this and that, how to display his authority over her because she is a young lady, newly appointed. So sergeant is an old one and experienced man, and he was corrupt one, and to exploit the lady both physically, sexually, and mentally, even if economically. So he takes the advantage of her innocence in the beginning. But in the ending also, the same policeman appeared. And this is very peculiar beginning and ending of that particular dramatist. So dramatist, there is no dramatist even if in Australia, in America, even if English drama, we do not have such kind of the yes, the go between of the substantial matter. It begins with what and ends with the same. So just like you will end the question that to a new building
Sir,
with the old bricks,
sir,
or
I want to
to a
ask you
new
here.
building with old bricks. Yes,
Yes,
just symbolically you can end the answer. To a new building with old brick. The beginning is my end is the beginning is my end, the end is my beginning. That I Eliot said. Ask any question.
yes, sir. Actually,
They
I want to
appear
ask you at the end of that
at the
act, when the sergeant Simon again reappeared with Rosa, with Rose.
it's, it's Ross.
Okay. So at that
No,
time,
no. Sir,
Rose,
so you listen to me. At the
yes,
end, both are appearing. One is young, another is old. Both
yes,
sergeant and lady constable, and another rose and another lady. These are two persons. They appear just like in the beginning, just like in the end. This same. There is a compromise of the removalist. This is about the end of the play. This is all about end of the play. This is dramatic
yes.
ending. Just dramatic ending of Wilson. Ask another question.
Sir, I want to know who is the protagonist here. That removalist. Who is the character of this removalist?
There is not a single protagonist in the play of this
Okay.
particular Williamson's drama, but all are removalist, we consider symbolically. But a single name is there, removalist. His nickname is removalist appears.
Okay.
Is it not in the second act we see? Also, the
Yes, sir.
removal list is supposed to be a symbol. You will write that the symbolic representation of Williamson is very original and a dramatic, abrupt, and a technical one that is used by the dramatist himself. Ask any question. Are you
Okay, sir.
clear? Since this
Yes,
drama
sir.
is a very complicated one, complicated
Yes,
drama, without
yes,
any episode, without a story, without a single thing, but various aspects of the dramatist from society relating to the culture and violence of Australian society he is representing. The point of a dramatist is only to represent the facts and figures of the social picture, not episodical manner, but diverse manner of different aspect of which where the corruption is going on. Is it not? This is the point
yes,
of a
sir.
dramatic.
Yes,
So
sir.
Shakespearean drama
There
is
is,
the only story.
yes, sir.
Diversity. Diversity aspect. Ask any question, my dear. And this is the
Sir, there is
last.
another question I want to ask you. Do you think that 19th century Australian poetry has certain
Yeah,
distinct themes illustrated from the poem
yeah,
you have read? Sir, at the end, it is our last block is about removalist, the removalist. So
yeah.
here the poem
Yes.
which we are
We
reading
find
from that, yes, sir.
you can cite the example. This is your creative answer. I think that it will credit you, Mark. And the 19th century last poem we have studied, and that may go parallel to the theme of the ending of the drama Removalist, go together and bring the same theme of a social picture of Australia. Okay, thank you. Ask any. We may be ending the class, and I have collected some numbers that you have presented. If necessary arises in the critical point of your understanding, you may ask me question, find the time, I will give you, and I will discuss some sort of questions set in the examination point of view. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Ask your
Sir,
client.
sir, Sir, here one more thing I want to ask you, that you just dictate us the questions. Here one question is
Yeah,
there. Examine the removal list as a portrayal of Australian society of the times. That you said that the
yeah,
structure and characters we have to portray it like that,
yeah.
right?
That is the actual portrait answer.
Okay, sir.
That question number what that you are asking? Question number
Sir,
briefly discuss question
uh,
number.
exam that here the question is, examine the removal list as a portrayal of Australian
Yeah,
society of the times.
yeah. That is the social picture, thematic aspect, social picture of Australia that I have already dictated you in the beginning of the
Yes, sir.
general question, and that is completely relevant answer to that particular fact. You try to make question go to your home, set
Yes, sir.
one question, select my dictation, see it, and also reshuffle it to some extent wherever necessary, then make a final answer. Two answers you prepare for two questions that is set for the examination point.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, here actually
Thank you.
I want to tell you one thing, that the removalist as a portrayal that you suggest in the play, here are the themes
Yeah,
already. That is
themes.
meaningless relationship, corruption, disloyalty, like this.
Corruption, yes, rampant corruption in the
Yes,
society, sexual exploitation, brutality of the police,
yes,
brutality of the men over the women, and that is the patriarchal hierarchy and also anarchy, and everything.
yes.
These are the subject matter and portrayal in the Australian play Wilson. That is the remote.
By portraying Act One and Act Two, we can suggest na these characters are showing this type of theme.
Yeah,
Like
yes,
here,
you can briefly give it because you cannot give it detail. It will take time. You have since it is a complicated drama. It is not a very interesting and episodic drama that I will interest like Shakespeare's plays Antony Cleopatra, Macbeth,
yes,
Hamlet. That like very story, love story, romance, and everything else. But it is social different aspect of the society have been also selected and elected by the dramatist, and only the simple story is focused on that. That is fused in a single statement of a short characters like Sergeant, Lady Constable, Ras, Calvin, and all these are minor characters symbolic. Okay, as
yes, sir. Sir, critically evaluate the theme of play. The removal list also similar to this, na? This question, that previous
this
question which I asked.
similar to this the previous question that we have discussed.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Simply you prepare the introduction that I have given and
Yes,
the conclusion of the title of the play. And the
yes,
short questions may be first wave, second wave. These are the three questions. Definitely you will get one of, and I avoid any question that is set currently for this year. And the next year you will find the alternative question. Okay, thank you. I have already collected your telephone number. Can you, are you interested to give telephone number that I have collected? Perhaps I can say you that
sir.
whether
My
it
number
is
is, I already gave you. You have my number.
okay. Let me see whether it is correct or not, and then really yes, I have taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see about the number. I will be rectified for that. That is the Supriya Goud
Yes,
89
sir.
1755 like this, and that Mona Lisa Ponda 7848 like this, and that Sneha 833. This is about the numbers that I have collected. If necessary arises, you may ask me question relevantly and discuss about your complication that you face. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yes.
That
Thank you so
if
much,
I
sir.
will be okay, thank you. If I will be existing for next moment, it depends on God who knows that what will happen tomorrow. Is it not? I bless you that you all young people, you must live happily. You lead a very pleasurable, pleasant life of a family and of friends. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.